Support for Wrestlezona comes from the Wrestling Guy Store Phoenix, offering wrestling-themed merchandise and collectibles. More information at WGSPHX.com. That is WGSPHX.com. Hope you're having an amazing one, Wrestlezona family, and welcome back whenever you happen to be tuning in. My name is Lance Reese, your definitive host for the hour. I've been a fan of professional wrestling since I was about 6 years old, begging my parents to buy me action figures ever since I saw videos of Jeff Hardy swanton bombing on YouTube.
Hope you're doing well today, my creatures. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Legend Adam. I've been a fan of pro wrestling since I was 5 years old, watching clips of WrestleMania 17.
Oh yeah, Lance and Legend are back, and we've got another fun episode for you today as we here on episode 22 of Wrestlezona on 88.7 The Pulse. We'll cover what's happening in WWE, AEW, TNA, the Indies, and even wrestling here local in the Valley. Stay tuned to hear exciting wrestling themes, and just have a fun time with us. According to Pro Wrestling Insider, former TNA/Impact champion Rich Swann debuted at Tuesday night's NWA television taping at WEDU PBS Studios in Tampa, Florida. The report also notes that Swann will be a regular in the NWA and will be part of the NWA 77th anniversary pay-per-view at the Paramount in Huntington, New York. Rich Swann in 2025.
Oh, it's crazy. I remember playing that dude's character in like 2K, WWE 2K19, I think.
It's crazy he even made a video game for WWE.
Right, like that is really insane. I love Rich Swann. I love the way he wrestles. I love his style for real.
I didn't know he was still active till I saw that today.
Yeah, no, you like gave me a flashback of the past self when I was playing the video games in my boxers. I literally did not even remember that he existed until you brought it up. But that's like, it's really nice. It's really nice to see him back. I don't know how long he's going to go for, but as we know, anything from pro wrestling, some people can wrestle until they're in their 60s, and it's fine. I just wonder how his moveset is going to be moving forward. Yeah. But as I look up, he is 34, so who knows?
It's still young for wrestling these days.
Yeah.
But like you said, his arsenal was pretty impressive. I didn't really watch his matches, but knowing his moveset in the game, he could fly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, Rich Swann kind of reminds me of like, I guess doesn't remind me. It reminds me about the Cruiserweight Classic era.
Yeah, the Cruiserweight Classic era was really a gem. All of the tournaments and stuff like that, bringing all of these Cruiserweight wrestlers to the spotlight instead of having the big, heavier set, strong powerhouses all the time. It was actually cool. It got something interesting to wrestling again, and it gave highlight to all these wrestlers that could really put on a show.
It was slept on, too. They had some real sleepers, like Brian Kendrick after coming back from the Indies. The Brian Kendrick, I should say.
The Brian Kendrick. I was like, put some respect on bro's name. The Brian Kendrick.
I remember the whole thing in PWG of him, like, wanting to be a serious wrestler. Then they put him in the cat match against Jushin Thunder Liger.
Oh, yeah. Jushin Thunder Liger is another person that I just don't believe is real at this point. Like, I believe that he has been cloned multiple different times. Not and like he is just not a real person. He will always live on, like forever. But he puts on good matches, so who's complaining? He might be the GOAT.
Might be. Dude, he's still doing appearances in costume. He's doing WrestleCon later this year in costume.
Really?
Yes.
That's wow.
At whatever age he's at now.
Bro has nothing else to do. He does not. He gets that little the senior citizens discount, and then he just continues. That's insane.
Senior citizens discount. You think wrestling shows should start giving out senior citizen discount?
Yeah, I mean, after all the stuff that they put in the line, it better be big too. look, you get paid like $100K, make that like $500K for the wrestlers, bro. If it's Undertaker, making $1 million because he probably needs it after all the stuff he goes through.
Yeah. In other news, the WWE is potentially interested in signing some AEW prospects, I'd say some homegrown talent from there. They're trying to get Dan Hausen and Private Party.
Which one is that again?
Private Party?
Okay.
Yeah, Private Party, they pretty much, I'd say, got their start in AEW. Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn.
I mean, yeah, that was the first time I had ever heard of them. So, I mean, it works and checks out. They're really good. They're good. I like their chemistry in the ring, and they have the hardest fit I have ever seen in that company, bro.
Oh,
like
easily.
they really put their stuff on, bro.
Easily them or all like the goth Darby Allin fits in his promos.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's kind of expected when you have the little old boy aesthetic. I mean it's kind of hard not to mess that up. And Darby Allin is just he's got a bunch of aura outside of that. I mean he's got the attire, he's got the face paint, he's got doing the defying moves and stuff like that.
And he
like
actually skateboards, right?
Exactly. And he's got the JPEG Mafia intro music. Like he's got it all packed up. So he's gonna have aura regardless. I mean, regardless of how old he is, Sting is gonna also have that on him because he's got the face. But he was pretty much just the Crow, but a wrestler. But I mean, he still had it going for him in a different way. Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who is afraid of the big black bat? But like he can say stupid stuff like that and still push up, and he'll always have a. Now he lost like 20 aura points when he was in WWE, but like still he had it going.
Yeah.
What wrestler do you think has the most aura?
Well, do I have to lie? It's Jeff Hardy.
I mean,
like
no,
prime
I mean,
Jeff Hardy.
No. That's completely understandable. I mean, Jeff Hardy.
Aleister Black is also up there.
Oh, Tommy End. Yeah, Aleister Black has a lot of aura. When bro used to just come up and just rise, and you couldn't see that there was a little black bar conveyor belt seat that was pushing up, bro. That was really cool. And then him hitting like moonsaults and immediately transitions into the crisscross applesauce. Like no, his stuff.
He would like hit a roundhouse kick on Adam Cole and then backflip into like a crisscross applesauce. That's so
exactly.
Cool. That's so much aura. He would do that. He would do that to anyone.
Yeah, no, he can make anybody look like scared based on like him just doing that. I would love to see. I don't know if it's happened before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'd love to see a triple threat of Tommy End, Ricochet, and Will Ospreay. I think that'd be a great match.
That sounds like it's had to have happened in like PWG.
I mean, it seems like something because most of these, it's like, these dream matches, you'll probably see them on Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but like, I would love to see a modern installment of that. But yeah, no, Jeff Hardy, the fact that he has put his body on the line, I brought this up last time, but the fact that he's put his body up on the line for this long and is still kicking, and not even just that, he made like the dark jeans, the white belt and the belt buckle and the fishnet gloves made it look cool on men, and I think that's cool.
Dude, he could literally just he started a wave of kids cutting up their socks and putting it on their arms. Like that's
exactly.
Insane.
He made that normalized, and he made the face paint. I'd like to say he helped influence the face paint styles and stuff like that on people as well.
Yeah.
And the what's that called? The gauges. He made the gauges look cool too. I can't lie.
Yeah. Dude,
But I would say my big three of that is Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, just on being one of the worst people of all time as far as heels, in a good way, and The Undertaker. I mean, it's a very simple big three, but like You're telling me all you hear is a gong and immediately your pamper is like wet and you have to change it? Like that should tell you enough.
Yeah, my wild card aura pick has to be Big Van Vader.
Okay, so we talked about this
minus
off
all
camera.
the WWF appearances, because that just made him look goofy.
Okay, so you're
He
talking
was
about
like
him
Japanese.
Yeah, because he had like that mask, didn't he? Like that.
Yeah, dude, he
I don't even know what the
debuted
mask
with
is
a
called.
giant like mask with horns, and it was like made of metal or something. And then
Yeah, and then
he
he'd
literally
like flex and then steam would come out.
he debuted in New Japan, and the first thing he did was beat Antonio Inoki, who just won a match, and that was the first time Antonio Inoki had been beaten in like years. And the fans were so mad that the Japanese crowd, which is usually respectful, they incited a riot, and New Japan couldn't return to that venue for 2 years.
What? That's
Yes.
insane.
Just because
That is
Vader had
insane.
one match. He squashed Antonio Inoki in 3 minutes. It was crazy.
My goodness. Yeah, well, I mean, if my hero just got absolutely destroyed in less than 2, it's like if they started Endgame and Thanos just whooped Iron Man immediately.
Yeah.
I think I would be rioting, and you would not see me in any movie theater for 2 years.
Dude, it's like take me back to 2010 and just have Big Show squash John Cena.
Oh, please, bro, if that happened, you would not see me watching wrestling for 3 years. Oh, my goodness, I hated Big Show.
That's how I felt when Brock Lesnar squashed Kofi, dude.
Yeah, I felt that way when Brock Lesnar squashed
anyone.
Undertaker, well, like, he didn't squash Undertaker, but, like, when he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30, when he, like you said, when he beat Kofi very quickly on an episode of SmackDown, mind you, even him getting beaten like less than a minute by Goldberg wasn't satisfying enough for me. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's the same situation of Edge, like what I said on last episode. It's like you think he's not getting away with it, and then he gets away with it. Yeah. It's never enough for these people, bro.
They got for AEW, they have a pretty interesting lineup for the matches today for the 300th episode of Dynamite.
Oh.
Advertised as Kota Ibushi versus Kazuchika Okada. Can't go wrong there, really.
Never can. Oh my goodness, legends.
Yeah, dude. I was literally looking up earlier photos of Ibushi, Okada, and Tanahashi together, because that's just like big three aura.
Legendary lineup.
Yeah.
Big aura in the West.
And then also for that lineup for the TBS title is Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, defending her title against Mina Shirakawa.
Okay, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, yeah. And then for the for Casino Gauntlet qualifier for All in Texas, we got MJF versus Brody King versus AR Fox versus Anthony Bowens.
Oh my goodness, if that's not a 5-star match, I don't know what is.
Dude, MJF is like doing stuff with the Hurt Syndicate right now. Have you seen that with Bobby Lashley and Shelton?
You know what? Now that I think about it, I think this adds on to MJF's aura, because MJF is also up in the conversation indirectly just based off of his presence and cadence alone. He's got the CM Punk level aura, where don't give him a mic or else he will like steal the show.
Yeah, and he's done a great job at maintaining character his entire career.
Exactly. No, he's a really talented fella.
He also just reappeared in MLW to attack Mystico after they're feuding right now.
I forgot Mystico existed. But yeah, no, that checks out.
Also for this Dynamite episode, we got Kana Takashita and the Young Bucks versus Bandito, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly in a Heroes versus Villains Trios match. Because the 300th Heroes versus Villains match. It's because the 300th episode of Dynamite has a running like deal with the new Superman movie coming out.
Oh, I see. Okay,
so they're doing like heroes and villains.
So So it's a sellout match. Okay.
Yes.
I heard heroes and villains. I was like, wait a second, Metro Boomin is gonna get in the ring, but no,
No,
it's
bro, he's
not
in
that.
WWE. He's with
Bro,
Cody.
that would have been hilarious to see him like box Kyle O'Reilly or something.
And then another heroes versus villains, but this one's just a regular tag match. It's Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland versus the Beast Mortos and Jurlistico.
Swerve Strickland, talk to me nice.
Dude, Beast Mortos is dating a Mercedes Moné.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
It's like
lucky man.
He's like a beauty. It's like a Beauty and the Beast situation.
Yeah, that was my crush back in like WWE 2K17. So.
Yeah, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, of course. I like I don't know, it was just the style, with the purple glasses, her ring presence, like her submissions and stuff like that. I was like, wow, she is a really talented performer, and on top of that, she is really pretty.
Yeah, anything over Charlotte Flair, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh Lord, I love Nepo babies, but she is a decent wrestler. I can't lie.
She's all right. In WWE, they just had the Night of Champions show. I'm sure you saw a bit of that.
Yes, I have, bro. My Twitter and Instagram feeds were blowing up and getting destroyed by all of the stuff that happened. First of all, we can't talk about Night of Champions without talking about the big one, John Cena versus CM Punk.
Yeah.
Firstly, great match.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this might be like top 3 out of all the Punk Cena matches. I'm a little biased. I think their best match
obviously Money in the Bank.
Exactly.
And then the second one had to be the Raw episode.
And the second one would be the Raw episode, exactly. But I'd like to say that this might still third. The twists and turns of the entire like John Cena about to do the belt thing again, and he's like, no. Like, you could see a glimpse of him like coming back to form, and then psych, and then CM Punk's about to hit the GTS and everything, and then Rollins comes out. Another ref is about to come in. Cena's like, no,
dude,
cut that out.
He obliterated Charles Robinson.
Yes, right. Ragdoll. I need a bonus check for that man. I mean, he has just taken blow after blow after blow for a good 2 decades, bro. And he is not he can run, and I'm sure he's on track in his days, but bro is not a athlete compared to everybody else, bro. They better give him something before he goes into the ring, because he always is getting trashed, and this was no different. But anyways, he put on the show. They both put on the show, and then Punk tries to go for it again, and then Cena's back to himself at this point, hits the AA, and then 1, 2, 3. Or no, it's Seth Rollins comes out after the GTS, curb stomp him. Cena comes in, 1, 2, 3. Really, just straight up poetic, a really beautiful film match, and it makes it even more beautiful when you saw the Raw episode after, where Seth Rollins was saying, hey, 2 years ago I said you will never win the title again, so I'm standing on business. This is some next level hatred on Rollins' part. The fact that how are you going to be so bitter that you praying on the downfall of this man for 2 years, and the minute it gets to his biggest rival in WWE history, you just have to make sure he doesn't win the title. You weren't even cashing in, you were just making sure that Cena won. That is next level hating, bro.
Dude, Rollins has always been a slimy character ever since
the
Shield breakup.
But 2 years?
2 years of hating.
2 years is ridiculous. I never thought I would see that before. But no, that was a beautiful, beautiful match. Let's talk about Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Roman Reigns. Where is he?
Where is he? Well, Roman Reigns had a little bit of a predicament as far as the undisputed tag team championship with Solo Sikoa versus Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, the original duo that have went through tooth and nail for the last like decade. I'm surprised that they're back in it after all this time. I can't wait for another betrayal on each other. But it was a really decent match, and I'm glad to see that Roman Reigns is no longer the superhuman that we once knew and loved, and that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens still got it.
Yeah. Dude, and the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring finals were pretty interesting too. I liked seeing Cody versus Randy. They obviously have history that dates way back.
Because they would grow up in Evolution together for a little bit. Yeah, no, that was it is really cool to see these dream matchups happen again. Because I know you already know that they're going to put the chemistry up by like 10, and therefore they're going to put the performance up by 10, and it's just a new level of extreme, and it's beautiful. It's really it's poetry in motion. Shout out Jeff Hardy. So they put on a good match. It's good to see Cody still kicking and breathing. Bro is an Ankh now. He's pushing. I think he's 40 now. So. Yeah. And Randy has probably been at Ankh. If I'm not mistaken, Randy is probably
44, probably.
Yeah, that would be my guess. 45. So yeah, he's pushing Ankh too. But it's cool to see that these guys be Ankhs, and they're still wrestling in tights and putting on 5-star matches in front of all of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, which Punk apologizing to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, bro. It's that Offset song. They do anything for clout, and in this case scenario where he wanted everyone to be on his side, of course he's gonna apologize to Saudi Arabia, and put on a show and whatever. But I mean, as long as he doesn't say it again, I don't think really anything's gonna really go awry from there.
Dude, everyone switched up on that. It's like even Ryback was supporting Punk on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I mean, it just kind of goes to show how people are with just anything in general. It is what it is. But speaking of which, I want to talk about the match with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Yeah. Well, firstly, what do you think about either of these guys?
I like Jacob Fatu. I think he's really talented. He's a big dude, has a great moonsault, got a lot of charisma. Solo, on the other hand, I don't know too much about Solo Sikoa, or if I care to know too much about Solo Sikoa.
That's completely understandable. I'm glad you said nothing great about Solo Sikoa. I think he's kind of overrated. I like the way that they're hyping him, but he just has so many issues for me that I'm just like.
At least we're seeing him actively get better on the mic. I'll give him that.
Exactly. That's the one good thing I'll give him. Yes, you are seeing improvement of him on the mic, because it's weird sometimes when they put people in the spotlight on these companies that are larger, but like they can't talk on the mic. That's how I felt about Braun Strowman for the first 3 years of his career after the Wyatt family, when he's just like, "I'm not finished with you" the entire time, and then and that was the whole thing with him. He wasn't a talker for real. And all the other stuff sounded like some corny thing I would have heard in the Dora the Explorer live action. But it was a thing that he got better on to an extent, and he became tolerable. And a thing that Big Show will never learn in his life. But but this, I'm glad that there's improvement anyway, even though he's just coming right into it. But it is what it is. But don't get it twisted. The match was pretty decent. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was for the U.S. title, because Solo had the title. It was really, really decent, and obviously Solo won. And it is interesting to see how this storyline goes as time goes on. So that one's very interesting. But Night of Champions overall was, obviously I'm only mentioning a couple matches, but it was pretty entertaining, and it was not it's far from the worst Night of Champions that has ever happened before. So I mean, I can't really complain. It's been it was a pretty good lineup of matches.
It was solid.
And I can't wait to see how the storyline with Punk and Rollins goes as time goes on. Because I know they're going to milk this for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, the original heel bad guy / anti-hero versus one of the biggest menaces in WWE.
Wrestlezona will be back with me and Legend after a brief word from our supporters. Support for Wrestlezona comes from the Wrestling Guy Store Phoenix, offering wrestling-themed merchandise and collectibles. More information at WGSPHX.com. That is WGSPHX.com. And we're back. I like the build-up they did, especially the SmackDown where Cena looks at the camera and he goes, "Hey, Claudio Castagnoli. Hey, Matt Cardona. Hey, Nick Nemeth."
Oh, yeah.
That was insane.
That was insane. Not him breaking these characters' names like a I don't even know, like a Snicker bar when you put in the freezer. Like it was so crazy for him to just name drop all of them like that. Like it goes to show that this character, this side of Cena, this Uncle Cena, is an era where he just does not care about anything anymore besides the specific thing of wrestling, and and making weird Instagram posts. But otherwise, it's
been
about
doing that for years.
Yeah, he's been doing that for quite a while, and he's doing well. His ring press is great. This is what happens when John Cena is married to somebody that he actually likes, and he's doing well. And now let's not get. I don't want to see another John Cena versus The Rock 2, but like I would love to see him wrestle some crazy, like, because as I mentioned, I think I mentioned this last episode, but if not, I'll say this again. A lot of people say that his greatest op or whatever was The Rock. Mm-hmm. I disagree. I think the one that gave him the most challenge outside of maybe Punk was Edge. So
that unfortunately,
if you could somehow sign a deal for Cope and make him come back just literally for like 1 or 2 matches and have him put on a show with with Cena, that would equal like one, not only a great send off to all the people that gave him a challenge, but also it would spark a great like dream 5-star match out of it.
Dude, you know who I want? A past rival of Cena who I want to come back for like a pay-per-view match. Obviously, he's not going to win, but AJ Styles. They had a great feud in like 2017.
No, that would be tough to see that again because they put on a good match. My main 3 would be like, aside from Edge, would be AJ Styles. I know it's not going to happen, but Shinsuke Nakamura, because they had a great match on SmackDown before Summer. I think it was before SummerSlam. That like however long ago. That was a really good match. That would be cool. And then I'd love to see him versus Kevin Owens again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because that was the era of John Cena where he was the mid-Carter U.S. champ, which was honestly one of the best eras of Cena we ever had. And he and they put a lot to each other. They put BTA, and it was really nice.
I'm just so curious what Cena's gonna do come SummerSlam, because obviously they have to have him in a title match that night. They can't do what they did with Money in the Bank and throw him in a tag team. Like, it has to be The Rock, or not The Rock. It has to be Cena versus someone. But my point is, and I got there too early, is that I see it either being The Rock or honestly Triple H for one more match.
It could be Triple H. And if that happens, then I don't know that they'll make John Cena win.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know either.
because we know how Triple H is. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Yeah. We know how Triple H is, and also he's still a monster. Not as a person, but like as a wrestler, he is a monster. He always has been, and I don't know if that never give up ruthless aggression attitude that John once had will work in the same thing as for Brock, or not Brock Lesnar, for Triple H. Speaking of which, also I want to talk about. I didn't bring it up. We didn't have time to bring it up, but the CM Punk thing that he did before Night of Champions, where he dressed up as John Cena Word Life and did the rap battle thing.
Yeah.
Like, that was really, not only really goofy, but also one of the greatest, like, national treasures that we have ever had in the history of the world. Like,
It was awesome.
so, like, I never thought I would see the day. Like, out of all the wrestlers to do this that were a rival of Cena, I just wasn't expecting Punk to do it at all. This skinny, frail ex-UFC fighter picking up the mic and being a rapper, wearing these clothes that don't fit him, but they fit the rap aesthetic, and just rap battling him. Like, that's hilarious. Like, I wasn't, out of all the rivals to do that, I could see maybe, I don't know. I feel like Kevin Owens should have been on his anti-American, like, gimmick and then making fun of rap and doing that. I could see Brock being a bully and doing it to make fun of him. I don't know. I just did not see Punk doing that, and that was really hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Screw it. Let's just bring Brock Lesnar back and have him defeat Cena, dude.
Yeah, squash Cena.
Give him another 2 years with the belt, not defending it ever.
Yep, that sounds like Brock. You know, if he was still for some reason in the UFC, I would understand why it was taking, forever to defend the belt and all that stuff. But bro has been retired from the UFC since like he was like 38.
Yeah.
Like he came back that one time in 2017. But like okay, like or 2016. But like that doesn't like matter. So you're retired now, and like you're still just going MIA and not showing up to things and anything. And when he comes back, as of lately, it's been kind of interesting. With certain matches and stuff like that. But also, like, he doesn't try anymore because he doesn't have to. Because look at him.
Yeah.
Look at him. Does that look like a guy that needs to try?
No.
Like, he's living life. His children all look exactly like him, but they're athletes and whatever, so it doesn't matter. And he's got a beautiful wife. Like, bro doesn't need to try anymore.
Yeah, he's just got mini Lesnar's throwing stones.
Literally, mini Lesnar's throwing stone, and I don't want anything yet. Like, I'd be afraid. Like me thinking the girl is like somebody attractive or whatever, and I go on a date with them, and then they're like, hey, if you like me, then you would definitely like my dad. And then the dad is like, I don't know, Bret the Hitman Hart. Like, it's just scary to think. So that was Lesnar. I feel bad.
Dude, what are you doing? 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. It's the last entrant, and you hear Brock Lesnar's music hits, and it's Maya Lesnar. And she just comes out and eliminates everyone instantly.
You might as well give her both the women's and the universal title at the same time, because that is not. Bro's got testosterone too, like not even in a weird sense, just genuinely like
muscle.
Like it. Like the old Scott Steiner TNA promo of I'm a genetic freak and I'm not equal. So you add me to the mix, and you had a 75% chance at best of beating.
You add Maya Lesnar to the mix, and you got a 100% chance of not winning.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what it is. Because she is also a genetic freak, and she is not equal. Like, I've seen her. I don't think it was her Instagram, but I saw someone else like posting her on IG. Like, she is also built like she could put you in an F5 right now and say nothing about it but scream and say Suplex City whilst having a voice crack. Like, she's still gonna do it though. Like, it's really scary. I've not seen Brock's other children, but I would still I think I know what to expect.
Dude, I'm excited for Scott Steiner's son Brock to transition, because right now he plays football for Jacksonville State, but he's also an NIL prospect for WWE, meaning that he's going to transition eventually from college athletics to WWE. and they are 100% gonna put him in some sort of rivalry to tag team to rivalry with Braun Breaker, and we're just gonna get the Steiner brothers in a modern sense, and it's gonna be insane.
Exactly, and that's going to be amazing. I love the kids, generations continuing. There's obviously some failed ones that didn't do well, like Curtis Axel being I can't remember if he was second or third generation. I just know that Kurt Hennig was his father, and obviously he's known if you bring him up in WWE terms, but also he didn't really do that much besides what he was Intercontinental Champion for a minute. He was in that. I think he was in Social Outcast. He was a part of the Miz Tourage, which is the fever dream even bringing
Miz
up.
Tourage.
Yeah, I forgot about that completely until now. But even then, like his counterpart, Bo Dallas had a way better career than Curtis Axel did.
Oh, and Bo Dallas is more talented too.
Yeah, Bo is more talented. And when you're the brother of a legend like Bray Wyatt, you kind of have to go somewhere. Yeah. Do I think they should have put Bo Dallas in, like, the Wyatt family probably, or made his character a little more serious? Yes. But regardless, you're going to have a little more points to be more talented, like have more opportunities and stuff like that, when your brother is just equally as talented as you are. So, but anyway, Curtis Axel obviously didn't do well, but then you have people like Brian Pillman Jr. or what does he go by now?
Lexus King.
Yeah, like you have Lexus King, second generation superstar, and he still is doing relatively well. Yeah. And where he's at right now, honestly, he has a little more accolades than his own father. Yeah. And like you have all these guys. You have I believe Carmella was a second generation superstar. She did really well. As much as I don't like him, Alberto Del Rio did well in WWE. Like you had a lot of. I love the generations continuing of wrestling and them still putting on great shows. Sometimes even overshadowing their. Obviously, there's bad ones. Like I just looked this up the other day about Bruno Sammartino Jr., which I didn't even know he had, or not Bruno Sammartino Jr., sorry, David Sammartino. Here's the thing. When your father has held the title for a whole, decade or however long he held the title, you would have to, at the very least, divide that reign by 2 in order to be noteworthy by anybody, and then to overshadow him, you would have to double that title reign, which will never happen again. I don't think anybody will have a title reign go any past 3 years ever again.
Last we got was Roman Reigns, and it's it's probably not going to happen again for a bit.
Yeah, no, we'll never see something like that ever again. Even something lower than that, like Bob Backlund's title reign, not too long after Bruno's, the 2,135 days. I can't see that long of a thing happening with anyone ever again. So with David, it was kind of bound to and this is also, Bruno was in the era where there wasn't all the promos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
David started being a part of that. And David was not that great. Yeah. Bruno couldn't even help him.
And it's kind of hard when you're surrounded by Randy Savages and Ric Flairs.
Exactly, yeah. There was just so much talent with promo. Because I feel like that was the golden era where the promos were just started and everyone was adding more to their character and stuff like that. So when you get people like you said, like Randy or Randy Savage and Hogan, heck, even the Ultimate Warrior at times, and then you see David is just poor kid. But yeah, no, it was kind of a thing he was unfortunately doomed for, especially when you're put on such a high pedestal with Bruno. It's very hard. I mean, come on, if it wasn't for Bruno Sammartino, we wouldn't have Bruno Mars as an artist. Come on now. Of course you can't really be in that shadow, and try to get out of it. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But both are legends in their own right, though.
In New Japan, Zack Sabre Jr. on a TV special called the Tanahashi Jam reclaimed the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship from Goto.
Mr. Lucas Oogles Eat Well. Okay. Or Uggles, whatever. That's his government name, by the way, which is really funny to me. Zack Sabre Jr. is I don't know. I've always found him a little goofy to me because it's he's the type of person that you just wouldn't expect to be a champion. It's kind of like that person that like looks like he's a dweeb in elementary or like in high school, but he's like a multiple time like weightlifting and like wrestling. Like he's got a bunch of titles in the high school, and he's like a bodybuilder and stuff like that. He just doesn't look like it. That's how I felt about Antonio Cesaro for a long time. For the same way, but he was a strong man, so it's different. But Zack Sabre Jr. though, he puts on a show all the time as a great wrestler. He's got the fits. He's got really all the accolades, and I love seeing him wrestle for that whole matter. Yeah. And I love his technical wrestling because
his technical wrestling is out there, dude. It's insane. I've seen him
one of the best in the business for sure.
Oh, easily. Have you seen the AEW match he had against Bryan Danielson?
I don't think. Oh yes, sorry, I forgot his name.
Actual technical masterpiece there. Modern technical.
Yeah, I mean those are two of some of the best technical wrestlers of all time. So
I see a lot of Bryan Danielson in Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, no, that's like. You'll love to see it with them too, bro. They will always put on the show. I mean, it's beautiful. Like Bryan Danielson is just a slightly high flying and striker equivalent of Chris Benoit, literally just reincarnated in a skinny white man from the burbs. Like he's beautiful, and he is. He's also, I think, Unk, but you wouldn't be able to tell it when he goes round for round with Zack Sabre Jr. And I love to see it from them too, but the technical wrestling on Zack Sabre Jr. is like no other, to be honest, and it makes it entertaining because we're in an era of wrestling where, or just any sports, even in MMA, people have this problem where a lot of people don't like to see the submission style and stuff like that unless it is a crucial point in the match, and stuff like that. Like for example, if Punk were hitting the Anaconda Vice in the last 5 minutes of the match, that's cool. But or Daniel Bryan hitting the Yes Lock at WrestleMania 30, that's cool. But people don't really care about it if it's going out throughout the matches. But Zack Sabre Jr. still makes it look cool, and Daniel Bryanson has always made it look cool, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, there's one gnarly spot in that match where Bryan Danielson just twists Zack Sabre Jr.'s ankle into the mat, and it has this awkward landing, and it's so convincing. It looks like he just broke his ankle right then and there.
Oh my goodness, bro. Well, wouldn't be the first time something was broken and Daniel Bryanson was a part of it in some way. Lord, low-key. He came back, so it's not that much to peek an eye at, and he's still the American Dragon in my mind, so that also doesn't matter. But those injuries, man. When he was getting injured and all that stuff during that year of WrestleMania 30 and all that stuff, I was like, no, bro, I don't want to see you like this, bro. I need you to be champion for at least another month, just another month, but it didn't happen. So
yeah, it's interesting what they're doing with all the name changes. Like, you think in a Triple H era where a lot of the wrestlers have been keeping their names, I just don't get some of them. Like, okay, it started off fine, I guess. Like, at first I was like, okay, Killer Cross is now Karrion Kross. I get it. They can't really say Killer Cross or whatever. I guess they couldn't have done Kevin Cross. It doesn't have the same edge to it. So Karrion Kross is good. You get further throughout the years, and you're getting Jeff Cobb is now JC Mateo.
Yeah, I was always confused with stuff like when it was Mustafa Ali and then it changed to Ali out of nowhere.
Yeah. Or
Like
when Matt
that.
Riddle was just Riddle.
Yeah, no, that
Like,
was
what?
stupid. Or what was his name? I already forgot. It's what was his first name? Andrade Cien Almas,
Mm-hmm.
and then it turned to just Andrade for a while. Now it's like Andrade El Idolo or whatever. Like it always changes with him for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I think it has a ring to it to just say Andrade Cien Almas or Andrade Almas. I think that was fine. Or like changing, like shortening some. I don't know. For me, the shortening the names was kind of too much, depending on the person.
I just find it really weird because some people just got to keep their names. Like Ethan Page has been Ethan Page for the last like however long.
Yeah, bro. My name is Legend Adams. Nah, it's Adams, bro.
You're just Adams now, and I'm Reese.
I'm literally just. Your name is Lance Reese. Nah, it's Reese.
Not even Lance, just Reese.
It's just Reese. Yeah, Reese with an exclamation point at the end.
It's like
just to add on to it.
It's like, yeah, bro. Everyone in the company now has a one word name, and they all have a Def Rebel intro that starts with someone talking.
Yeah, it's the one. It's the only. It is Reese.
That's how it start, and then it just be like a generic rock track. I really miss the CFOs now.
Yeah,
They had some bangers. They had the Bobby Roode theme.
Glorious. No, I won't give in. I won't give in until I'm victorious. I love that theme so much.
Yeah. How is Jim Johnston not in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I don't know. He really should, based on the music scoring in general, because we would not have some of the best themes to ever come out, and some of the best music to ever come out as an entrance theme for any sport ever, if it wasn't for this man, this beautiful composer, bro. For context of everyone, ladies and gentlemen, he made Undertaker's theme. He made Shane McMahon's theme. Here Comes the Money. He made all of Stone Cold's themes. Same with The Rock. Same with Brock Lesnar's theme.
Shawn Michaels.
He's got accolades that if they were released as actual music, he might be platinum, diamond, and might be one of the best composers of our time.
Yeah.
Like, he is literally the Ludwig von Beethoven of WWE, genuinely, or wrestling in general. Like,
how much chart plays does one theme song played at a sold out show count for?
I wonder, bro. Like, I feel like he'll drop one song, 1 million units. He drops the whole album, it's diamonds. Like, it literally is like, and he was so diverse with it. Like, on the same vein of him making something like Rest in Peace for The Undertaker, he'll make something like Air Boom, the Air Boom theme song. And on the same vein, he'll make SOS. He'll make something like Chris Jericho's theme.
Yeah, just like a really diverse music composer.
Yeah, he's maybe one of the most diverse in any genre.
And he was cranking out songs so fast at such like a consistent rate.
Right, because he had to make all of these and put these all out like one at a time as they were debuting and everything, and as they were being made and stuff. That takes time, no matter who you are. So the fact that this man was able to dish them out like dinner plates is so insane. Like,
yeah.
And then him making them fit perfectly for the wrestler, like when Mercy Drive and Burning My Light didn't work out for Randy, even though it is a really great theme. He was like, "All right, bet. I got you with Rev Theory," or whatever the band's name is, and then collabed and made I have Voices in My Head, like which is a top 10 theme song of all time. And then you have you got like that, or like when the original Undertaker theme wasn't working, it's like, oh, okay, Jim Johnston, we need you to make a more modern one. Make that in like a week, and then dropped one of the hardest gongs ever made in wrestling history, and added so many aura ports to the Undertaker.
That wraps up episode 22 of Wrestlezona on 88.7 The Pulse. I'm Lance Reese, and I've been joined by Legend Adams for the hour. Got a favorite theme song you want to hear? Favorite wrestler we should interview? Give us a DM at Wrestlezona on Instagram is where you can find us. Missed a part of today's episode? Check out our website, Wrestlezona.com, as well as 887thepulse.com for archived episodes.
This has been Legend Adams alongside Lance Reese with Wrestlezona on 88.7 The Pulse. Until next time.
Support for Wrestlezona comes from the Wrestling Guy Store Phoenix, offering wrestling-themed merchandise and collectibles. More information at WGSPHX.com. That is WGSPHX.com.